Hello to everybody and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. May I take this opportunity to say Happy New Year, Happy 2021, and wishing for everybody that we have an awesome year, a much better year in general than 2020. And we'll see where it takes us, but hopefully it can lead us to some more international travel and to some freedoms later on in the year. And I just can't wait for some normality to kick into the world again. But what I want to do today is take you on another journey in terms of a book summary. I read an awesome book summary which I delivered this morning at Lady Macquarie's chair. But because this book summary, once again, is such a powerful book summary, I want to do a deep dive on a couple of points which I found very, very powerful. And I'm sure there are lots of people, especially young parents, who will find these things very powerful as well. The book is a book on parenting, and the book is called Calmer, Easier, Happier Parenting by Noel Janis-Norton. So, parenting. I've got to tell you, as I said earlier in my original vlog, my spiritual father always says that becoming a parent is one of the most salvific things you'll ever get to experience. Because through parenting, he says, you learn God's love, learning how to care for somebody outside of yourself, somebody who you can express unconditional love to, somebody who's going to test you and disappoint you time and time again, but also they're people who you're not ever going to give up on, and you're going to love them dearly. And this is what's called God's love, because that's how God loves his creation, his people. We too, through the experience of parenting, can also learn an aspect. We're not going to become God, but we're going to get a taste, a foretaste of what it's like in terms of being God and expressing that love to a person outside of yourself. So I hope I haven't lost you, but I think you get where I'm coming from. Especially those who have become parents and grandparents. You know that being parents is a challenging thing, and it's the most difficult thing that I've ever had to do in my life, because you're always on notice. You're always being held accountable and responsible. And there are people who depend on your leadership, on your knowledge, on your ability to help them grow, develop from a seed to a young child into an adult and to become self-sufficient. And the author talks about all of these things in the book, but he says the main job of a parent is to transfer values, skills, habits that are important for a child's growth and development, but also not to rob the children of the many opportunities, the many important opportunities to become self-reliant and confident. And this is the hard bit, because a lot of parents, a lot of us, get carried away with our role of being parents. So much so that we tend to over-parent. And it's only over the past maybe decade or 2 decades that this term of helicopter parenting has come out, where parents are just over-parenting their children to the point where they're causing problems. Earlier in the year, I went to a very important church service at the Greek Orthodox Church, and it was the Forgiveness Sunday service. at the Archdiocese at Redfern on the Sunday before Lent begins. And our new Archbishop Makarios opened his heart to everybody, and he said that he's in contact with a lot of young people, and all of the young people have the same sort of issue. And the same issue, they've all got a common issue. And you ask yourself, what could that issue be that all children have the same problem? And I was surprised. I was really, really surprised to hear what he said. And he said that the issue that most children have is that they've got a problem with their parents. Their parents put far too much pressure on them and don't allow them to the room to grow, develop, and become the person that they're destined to be. So in this book, the author addresses a lot of those issues. So those issues are not new. But one of the things that the author talks about, which is really, really powerful and I love, but it's not only powerful in terms of bringing up children, it's also powerful in terms of managing relationships with people in general. And it's about how you give praise and how you teach people around you to do the things that bring you and bring them pleasure. And the author talks about a thing called praise. And you can use praise in a powerful way with children. But before we get there are two types of praises that the author is able to identify, which I didn't know that there were two types of praises. So let's just go through each one of those praises and we'll see where it leads us. But he said there is a praise called superlative praise and there's a praise called descriptive praise. So both of these praises have different outcomes. So he said that for children, for all of the social interactions that we have, the best type of praise to incorporate in your daily life, in your parenting, your management, your relationship style, is a thing called descriptive praise. And the one to steer clear of is called superlative phrase. So let's go through superlative phrase. So the thing that we shouldn't be doing all the time because it doesn't have the desired outcomes that we need. Superlative phrase is when you just tell a kid or a child all the time that they're the best, they're the smartest, they're the prettiest, they're the most special, and you just give superlatives. You're great, you're unreal, you're funny, you're smart, all of these things. And the child just hears all of these things and their head just swells to a certain extent where it leads to problems. But the author says that what's better than offering just empty superlative praises to people and children around you is the thing called descriptive praise, where you actually identify something that the child or somebody else is doing, and you clearly articulate to them what it is. So you describe to them what they're doing, and then tell them that the thing that they're doing is really good and gives and creates happiness or is appreciated. And by telling people and allowing people to understand what they're doing and how it's generating a positive outcome, helps them lock it in and know that they're on track, and they'll habitually continue to do it because by giving people positive reinforcing feedback, which is supported with description and something that they can visualize and something that they can see in their mind's eye, then they can repeat that. It's very, very important, because that feedback that you give people also triggers pleasure hormones to be released into their bodies, and it gives them a bit of a high as well. So what you're trying to hope to do as a parent, because all of us are habitual in nature, you know, we're creatures of habit, and we'll do things habitually. We'll do good things and we'll do bad things habitually all the time. It's part of our behavior, part of our daily routines. But what the author is saying is what you need to do is to be able to identify the good things that people are doing around you, and to tell them, I love what you're doing. You know, you are doing blah, 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 and it's creating this outcome, which is really, really pleasing. And you tell the person once or twice, and you don't have to tell them too many times, because people, you know, deep down, I think we're all the same. You know, I love trying to please people, and I'm sure everybody's the same. It's just that some people just don't know what they have to do to please people, and have had probably bad role models along the way who haven't been able to channel them in the right direction. So by giving this descriptive praise is one way of being able to channel not only children, toddlers, children, but also adults, work peers, friends and family, parents, grandparents, and to let them know what gives you pleasure and what they're doing is good and well received, which is welcomed as opposed to unwelcomed. But the author also said something here which was also really, really interesting and powerful, and that you can use descriptive praise to also stop people doing habits and things which you find annoying. So when somebody's not doing something which is annoying, you can also mention to them that, you know, I really appreciate you not doing a 5 a.m. club inside the house when I'm trying to watch television, or I really appreciate when you're not listening to your 5 a.m. club on your phone without your earphones, you know, because I'm able to watch television, or I'm able to relax, as an example of what my wife Paula has told me many times. But as I said, you can use this descriptive praise to stop negative behaviors as well. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I really enjoy this. I really enjoy learning how to get the best out of children, how to get the best out of people, and also learning how to get the best out of myself. Because we can also use descriptive praise on ourselves. You know, if you catch yourself doing something which is really good, why not use descriptive praise on yourself, and just through a positive affirmation say to yourself, what I love about what you're doing is it gives you blah blah blah, and it gives you better health, and it makes you a better person to be around. Anyway, that's just a further idea, something to mull over. But let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. This first day of January 2021, where's this year going to lead us? Who knows? But let's make the most of it. And my call to action to each and every one of us is to remind ourselves that today, this very day, today, the 1st of January 2021 is very special. It will never ever come back. So let's make the most of what's left in this day, but also to remember every single day, every single hour, every single minute, every single second, which is a moment, is important. To try and make the most of every moment that you can, because we don't know how many more moments we've got left in our lives. Anyway, to all my friends and family, stay focused, stay relevant, and stay connected. Very, very important. Today's a big day. Pick up the phone, call your friends, call your family, stay connected, keep the relationships bubbling along, because if you don't make the effort, and if others don't make the effort, just like a good champagne, if left after a while, it will go flat. It will lose its zing. It will lose those bubbles. So just keep that just keep those bubbles happening is all I can say. So thank you once again, and I look forward to coming to you tomorrow from a different location, hopefully, with a different message. Don't know where I'll be, don't know what I'll be talking about, but for sure and for certain, it will come unedited, unscripted, uncensored, unplanned, and everything. It'll be an authentic expression from my heart, and who knows where it'll lead us. But one thing for sure and for certain, we'll get to have a shared experience, pass some time together, and hopefully learn something that we can live, learn, and pass on to others around us. Anyway, yasas, filaki, taleme, and we'll chat again. From Jim's 5am Club, I've cracked the 600 mark, and I'm well on the way to hitting my ultimate target of 1,000 vlogs. Hopefully, God willing, before my 61st birthday, which is on the 27th of May 2021. Anyway, yasas, bye for now, que taleme. Ciao.